In our driver's seat, it's the 2008 Mazda 5. First seen at the 2007 Bologna Motor Show, they're becoming very popular in Europe and Japan. A big difference between these vehicles and a lot of other vehicles in its class is these sliding doors on the side. Now, it's a crossover between a minivan, an SUV, and a sedan, and they're getting more popular as time goes by.
And popularity is definitely one of the things that are on the minds of people out buying vehicles. You know, yes, this is not a brand new sports car or a huge SUV that says, look at me, look at me. It's a usable vehicle with everyday attributes that make it fun to own and, remarkably, fun to drive. We're going to take a look at the engine package. We're going to take a look at the interior, including those sliding doors Nick just talked about. Right now, though, we're going to take a look under the hood.
Now we have the hood open of the 2008 Mazda 5. You'll see the 2.3-litre engine, and it's an MZR engine, which is used in a lot of other Mazda vehicles.
And it's used in a lot of Mazda vehicles for good reason. It's a great power plant with the combination of, well, having your cake and getting to eat it too. 153 horsepower and 148 foot-pounds of torque means that it's spunky, has a lot of pep off the line, and it gets great fuel mileage. The cake and eat it too part of that. Now, the thing about this car is not so much about the numbers, it's the way that it drives. And Mazda will love me for saying this. You know, they talk about zoom, zoom. Well, this car has character. You toss it into a corner, you hit the brakes, and it gives you great feedback like a sports car. And I know Mazda, again, will love me for saying this, but it does have a little bit of that soul from maybe the MX-5. Now, don't get me wrong, you're not going to go out and put a roll cage in it and have fun at the racetrack, but you know what? In everyday driving capability and everyday driving duties, this car will actually keep you entertained. I'm going to try to elaborate on what I was talking about, the way the car feels. Now, Mazda uses McPherson struts in the front and a multi-link rear setup in the back, but again, it's more about the way they tune the suspension. It has a lot of rebound and very soft sway bars. It's kind of the way that BMW does. The ride that lets the car push itself to the edge and then gain control. I know a lot of buyers of these type of cars out there won't really care what I'm talking about. I'll put it into layman's terms. Again, this car is very fun to drive. When it comes to exterior styling, there's only so much you can do with vehicles in this segment. Now, the new Mazda 5 makes most of the piece of clay it was cut from. Now, if you look at the angular lines in the hood and the way that the front end comes together to this kind of aggressive point, the car looks good coming and going. I know a lot of people are going to say, wait a minute, it's not a Ferrari, it's not a Corvette, it doesn't have this beautiful shape. But take it for what it is. It's a small car trying to take on a big task. It's trying to move your family and look good. I think it does it pretty well.
Taking a look at the 2008 Mazda 5, the exterior design is very Mazda, right from the front end all the way to the back. We've talked about the sliding glass door, which are a premium item on this vehicle, but the car looks like it's in a class above where it really is. They've done an excellent job of making it look sporty, from the large wheels to the spoiler on the side and the racing lip here. Once you get to the back end here, you see nice rounded glass with an upper spoiler and some very large tail lights. Now, the car wasn't designed from the outside in. It was designed from the inside out. From front to back, this car is a Mazda and very usable.
Moving on to the interior of the Mazda 5, you see a lot of those things that Nick talked about earlier in this review. The way that Mazda's taken a little tidbit from a sport utility, some of the things from a minivan, and even a sport compact sedan, and mixed it all into one bag. Now, from my point of view right now in the driver's seat, you see some of that sport utility side. You sit up in the vehicle, the visibility is good, and also you have a little bit of that sport compact sedan stuff. Great navigation system, nice sound system, and a lot of little attributes like aimable headlights, heated seats, and nice comfy supported seats that keep you in line when you're driving, well, a little more aggressively than you're supposed to. Overall, from this point of view, a great vehicle.
And getting into the back is also amazing in this vehicle. They've done a great job of being able to tip these seats forward here. Just use the lever on the side, and the seats come all the way forward on a sliding piece on the bottom there. It means you can climb into the back, seat 6 people very comfortably. Of course, they're captain seats in the second row here, and those seats have a middle section that can be pulled out there or put down to put drinks and those sort of things inside. It's comfortable. There's headrests in the very back. There's headrests in the second row. The seat's actually built for comfort in this vehicle, and of course, you can fold them down without putting the headrests down, and that makes the car very usable.
Now is the time in the program when we talk about our 2 ups and 1 down for any vehicle we test. This, the 2008 Mazda 5, has tons of things going for it and a few little things that we need to make sure and point out that I guess might be called idiosyncrasies. Now, for me, it's pretty easy. The first one is going to be the actual feedback and feel of the wheel. This little car was not designed to give you a sporty drive, but it actually returns a little bit of driving excitement. My other big up for this car has got to be these doors. I mean, a guy like myself with a family and a wife and dogs and grocery store stuff to do, this right here is a big up in any car. Now my down is going to be this. The vehicle overall doesn't have any kind of clear ideal behind it. It has all these things. It's kind of that jack of all trades and master of none. That I think is going to be a downplay into the success of the vehicle. For me, I'll just have to wait and see.
My 2 ups and 1 down for the 2008 Mazda 5 are fairly simple. Styling is my first up. Exterior styling is fair. Interior styling is astronomical. Inside this vehicle, you can fold the seats down to get cargo or mountain bikes in there. You can fold the seats up to get people in there. This is a people transporter, a cargo transporter, an all-around vehicle. My second up for this vehicle has got to be those sliding doors on the sides. If there's another vehicle in this class that doesn't have sliding doors, they're missing out. This car is usable by pulling up to the curb on either side. You can get things in and out easily. Those sliding doors make this vehicle probably the best vehicle in its class. My down for this vehicle has got to be something underneath the hood. Although the engine is adequate, when I put my foot down, I just want a little more power than it actually gives you. The car handles really well. Going in and out of corners at speed, accelerating is fairly good. But when you're on the freeway and you want to overtake somebody, you really need it to be slightly better than it is. Now, the option of the engine under there is great, but I'd like to see it come in a slightly larger engine, something that had a little more power to the ground. And that's our complete review for the 2008 Mazda 5.
2008 Mazda 5 comes standard with a 2.3-liter dual overhead cam 4-cylinder and a 5-speed automatic transmission. The base price is $22,365 with an as-tested price of $25,480. City mile per gallon EPA rating is 21. Highway mile per gallon EPA rating is 27.
The driver's seat is brought to you by Ray Reese Volkswagen. Family owned and specializing in Volkswagens for over 15 years. And proudly presenting the all-new Portland Hyundai. Check them out at rayreese.com. Miles Around Television is brought to you by Baxter Auto Parts. With 4 warehouses stocked full of parts ready to ship, Baxter Auto Parts can get you the parts you need when you need them. Buy with confidence from Baxter Auto Parts. Check them out at baxterautoparts.com.